What's good? This is your boy Kilo on Save the Arts TV, and this is the little show that I call Think About It. Think About It. So the question of the day is, why do men cheat? Why do men cheat? Well, the first thing I'm going to say about that is it's because they were lied to most of their lives. Most of the time, as a young male, you usually are surrounded by other young males who say to you, the only way to be cool is to have many girls. That was a lie. That was a lie. Because the coolest guy was the guy who had his grades in order or had the cool clothes on, and he was just a cool, mellow type of dude. That was cool. So being cool was being cool. Really didn't have nothing to do with how many girls you had, but that's what was promoted. What was promoted was you wasn't cool unless you had this many girls that like you. So now we set the stage has already been set for you to be a cheater once you bought into that lie. You know what I'm saying? Once you bought into that lie, the stage is set. Because now that goes from middle school to high school to college, and even once you graduate or whatever, even if you didn't go to school, that's still locked in your head that you're only cool or considered cool if you had more than one woman. You know what I mean? Now, history shows us that there were kings who had different, what they call concubines and stuff like that. And some people will say, yeah, that's the old times. And there's different religions that allow you to have different wives and stuff like that. But the cheating part means not married. I mean, you're in a relationship and you're deciding to step out and do that. Now, there's a lot of different ways that can happen, that can cause that. Like they say, there's 3 things to a marriage not surviving. And one of the things is finances, communication, and sex. So, we all know that sex will have somebody cheating. If you ain't getting sex and you very sexual, you got a high sex drive, you like, I'm gonna get it. No matter what, I'm gonna get it. So that's definitely a cause of sex drive. I had a question. I posed a question that was, I said, is greed something that you were born with, or is it something that you learned? Greed. Because if you think back when you were a little kid and you said, ooh, I want a cookie. And then your cousin or somebody said, ooh, I want a cookie too. And then y'all go and eat them. And then either you or the other cousin said, ooh, I want another one. You know what I mean? And when either if you said it, then your cousin learned greed from you. But if your cousin said it, then you learn greed from your cousin. You say, "Oh, I want another one too. I want one. You want none? I want one. We both want one." You know what I mean? So I wonder, now, is that something that you learn, or was that something natural? Like as a baby gets milk from a bottle, when you take the bottle away and the baby's not finished, and it's like, yo, give me some more. I'ma just cry. I want more milk. You know what I mean? Or so that's a question, but it's the same thing when it comes to stepping out. You know what I'm saying? Is that something that is inside you to just naturally want more, or is it something you learned, something you picked up from others because they said that was the thing to do? All I know is where I'm from, which is Brick City, New Jersey. Let me tell you something. Cheating was like the thing. It was the end thing, meaning not where it was just something you wanted to do. It was just something that was everywhere. You know what I mean? You always heard about, oh, you know Jamal that was with Keisha? Yeah, you know Jamal, he was such and such. Oh, you know Keisha that was with Kevin? Oh, you know she ain't with Kevin no more. It was just like, I don't know if that was something high school, that was a youth thing, I don't know. But let me tell you something. If you don't change something, it'll just grow. Whatever that problem may be, if you don't cure it and fix it, it'll just grow. What about TV? Let's talk about TV. Let's talk about movies. It's everywhere in all the movies. Man, I mean, we got countless of shows where it shows the cool guy being like this debonair, suave cat. Like if you're watching Power, look at Ghost. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, you got the Latino over here, you got a little sexy chocolate over there. I mean, hey, it's Ghost. It's the cool factor. You know what I mean? Even if you go back to like Dolomite or the old pimp movies, like you was cool if you had the chicks, the ladies. You know what I'm saying? I was just, so that thing, that theory, that concept was promoted and marketed through film, through music, stage plays, books. It was everywhere. The cheating factor was a hot topic. You know what I mean? It was a hot topic. And it, not only was it a hot topic, but it was not only was it a hot topic, but it was also something where it was like sneaky. You know what I mean? It was always it was fun to be sneaking. Cheating was a form of sneaking, and sneaking was a form of fun. Back in the day, even growing up, when you snuck to do something, get that cookie, get that cookie. Got it. That was fun. That was fun. So it's the same thing. Even when you see, you go, oh, yo, I'm gonna come get you tonight. All right, I'm gonna meet you on such and such and such. It was a form of that. A form of that is fun because it goes back to that sneaking feeling of I'm getting away with something, the feeling of nobody knows what I'm doing. All of that we can identify with back in our youth, which was something that was fun where we got away with something and we enjoyed it. So think about it. How fun is it if you can see somebody and you say, wow, that person's fine, that person's gorgeous, that, and then all of a sudden, within next 10 minutes, you somehow got this person's number for whatever. And it might not have been because you really was trying to push up. You probably got their number because of the setting y'all was in or something, whatever. Make a long story short, 10 minutes later, y'all disperse, and you get that text like, ooh, you fine. You like, oh, man. That's what I'm saying. It's a feeling that you feel when that happens. You're like, ooh, it's like a thrill, like, wow, somebody likes me. Now, that's another thing. It's also feeding an insecurity. Feeding an insecurity. How many of us are insecure about something? It is feeding an insecurity. It's feeding something that you might be holding on to from the past, or a rejection, or even looking in your own mirror. So when someone says to you, yo, boom, you look good. And if you're with someone and they don't tell you you look good, then guess what? That door opens. Door opportunity for somebody to step in. I always say, my rules is this. If you're in a relationship, cover your doors. Cover your doors. All right? So let's make a scenario like this. Here's a door. This door might be communication. Here's a door. This door might be finance. Here's a door. This door might be sex. Here's a door. This door might be going out and hanging out and all that kind of stuff. Well, these are all the doors that you sign up to manage. You sign up to manage these doors when you get with a person. You say, hey, let me know your doors. These are your doors. Okay. So now I have to cover these doors. I have to make sure that each one of these doors are handled with care. And I got this, right? Now, when you decide that, you know what? I ain't about to be going out. I ain't about to be traveling. That's the travel door over there. I ain't about to be traveling. Now this door becomes empty and it starts wobbling like, we need attention, we need attention, we need attention, right? So now the person that you're dealing with will basically come to you and try to communicate, listen, this door is not, we ain't traveled, we ain't been nowhere, blah, 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 blah. And it depends on how you react or how you respond will create a problem or create some understanding. If you do not respond correctly, where you be like, look, man, I can't do that because I'm doing this over here. You know, I'm getting things done. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And you make the person feel you minimize them or make that request feel inaccurate or it's just that small stuff, then that is the exact door. Like in the army and the military, they would say this guy named Jody. That'd be the name of the guy that you gotta watch out for. You know what I mean? Another question is, if you feel like you want to cheat, should you leave the relationship? Should you just exit? Or should you say, I'm gonna cheat, and that's gonna be my outlet to what I feel like I'm missing, and I'm gonna stay in my situation and handle it like that? That's a question. That becomes a question for you. Most people that would, try to make logical sense out of it all would say, if you're unhappy, leave. Period. But there's a lot of people in situations where they can't financially leave, or they feel like we got kids, or they feel like I've been with this person 20-something years, I'm used to this person, or I feel safe with this person, or whatever. But you start to create small cheating partners when you stay. If you stay, you will create these I gotta give a name to it, little cheat nugget partners. Okay, now let me tell you something. I remember, and I can talk from experience for myself, I remember at one point in time where I felt like I wasn't getting a certain thing in my relationship. And you figure if I have, let's just, as an example, if I got 10 doors in my relationship and one of my doors was not being attended to, then I would try to find somebody that would just have that door secure. I would say, hey, these other 9 doors, I'm good. But this one door right here, I need somebody to fill that void. Now, some people might have said, yo, you should have just left. But then you have to weigh it out. Do I leave because there's one door unattended? Think about it. Or do I leave because that offer seemed pretty good? Or do you think the grass is greener on the other side? I mean, listen, I haven't seen it. I've seen a lot of stuff. That's all I'm saying. I've been in the music industry for a lot of years, and trust me, these songwriters, they writing these songs because they done heard these stories, they done lived through these stories. And let me tell you, when we in the studio, boy, it's like a person going into a church, going to that confession window. When we meet and sit with them artists, because trust me, they tell a life story, and we turn it into songs. That's how we tell the stories on them albums. Them things be real. Y'all hear me? Y'all be real. So I guess this topic was meant to try to educate some folks and try to prevent a lot of relationships from being destroyed, because they are destroyed as fast as they are created. They are broken down, and a lot of times they're broken down because people just don't understand to be honest with yourself. You got to be honest with you, the real you. If you like certain things, let it be known before you connect with somebody that says that is not acceptable. You get what I'm saying? Let it be known, because it's going to crash and burn if it don't. Somebody asked me, what do I think keeps a good marriage together? And my answer is this. If I say I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make the other person happy, and the other person says I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make him happy, then guess what? We both should be happy. Period. But if I turn around and say, I gotta do what I gotta do for myself, I gotta make myself happy, then guess what's gonna happen? I am no longer going to be making the other person happy. Period. So when I decide to say that, you might as well end it, because it's probably ending in the heart already. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with the other person. If she decides to say, hey, it's about me, I gotta get my life together. It's all I gotta get. Wait, what's the famous line? The famous line is, I gotta get back more into myself, and I gotta give up. Well, guess what? That fella has got a bad day coming, because now that woman has said, I'm about to pay more attention to myself. So if she's paying more attention to herself, she is not paying attention to that guy. Period. So it really goes back to you at the end of the day. It goes back to saying and being honest with yourself about what it is you really want in this life. You only got one life, so you have a right to want what you want. So take the time, decide what that is, what you really want, and go after what you really want. It's kind of like a dream. When people say go after your dreams, stay dedicated to your dreams, it's the same thing when it comes to relationships. Stay dedicated to what you want and get what you want. Or you'll get something you truly don't want. You know what I mean? And when you have something you truly don't want, either it's going to crash and burn, or it's going to be some cheating going on. Now, at the same time, there are powers that be. People got to understand that there are powers that be that's outside of your relationship that don't want your relationship to work either. You got fake friends, you got family members, but not only that, you even have the government. Dun, dun, dun. There are books that are written that are designed with certain things in it that says when you break down the family, you can control people better. You understand? For those that don't know, if you're going to get the New World Order book, it said that they were going to break the families down in the book. It said we were going to make men jellybacks, spineless men. We're going to put women in higher positions with higher income so that they know that the man will take that as a blow to the ego and create more confrontation between the man and the wife in the house, and boom, 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 till split. Bang, done. Why is that so significant? Why is that so important? That's for a different topic, but I want y'all to look at that, because it's not just about you and the other person that has issues. There's people in the world that want you to have issues, that want you to be divided. Divide and conquer, period. There's people out there that's making marriage a joke, a laughing topic. You get what I'm saying? They doing that for a reason. That's not no play around thing for the season. It's a reason for that. It's a reason why people are making your religions a joke, and they're making your marriage and your religions a joke. That's for you to do your homework or to check me out on another topic where I say, think about it.